and said, no, somebody come in here with shit on them foot. No, it's me. Like somebody told me to do this mixture or something, and it's for my hair, and I put it in my hair. I didn't even know it smelled. And she's like, no, it can't. It's not you. It's not you. But yeah, needless to say, my top put rice pot on my head.
Don't get me started. Oh, buddy, don't get me started.
Relax. Sin's not rude and she's blunt. So get your notebook.
The biggest mistake I made when I wanted super long hair. Using rice water.
Liquid gold for hair. The red Yao women of China are famous for having hair up to 6 feet long, black and strong well into their 80s. Their secret isn't genetic. It's fermented rice water. The science. Rice water is cloudy because it is full of starch and inositol. A study found that inositol has a unique ability. It penetrates the hair shaft and remains inside even after rinsing. It repairs damaged porosity and increases elasticity, preventing breakage. Why fermented? Fresh rice water has a high pH.
But the thing is, the thing about scientific studies, and science doesn't, just when you say, oh, something is science-based, that doesn't automatically mean, oh, it's always right and everything that's in it is always right. That's not what that means. It literally simply means that the way that you are doing something, they can see, hey, this is going to stay within the hair shaft for a long period of time, but they never told you what the long-term effects would be. You know why? Because they didn't study it.
Everything, all of the lactic acid bacteria that was on the outside of the low porosity hair is now on the inside of this high porosity hair, honey. So that's why everybody that loves rice water, this is why your hair feels so amazing, because it is full of live bacteria, and it will always be, because you always have high porosity hair. So if you always use rice water, or whenever you use rice water, from the first day you use it until the day they die and come out, it is full of lactic acid bacteria. It can't get inside, so it's just clustered on. Stop playing with me. Rice water is not fucking good for you. It's not. So that's a strand of hair, and this is the rice water, the lactic acid bacteria. This is the lactic acid bacteria trying to get inside of the low porosity hair, but cannot. If you have high porosity hair and you use rice water, this shit is what's on the inside of your hair. And if you have low porosity hair, this is the stuff that's trying to get inside of your hair, but can't. Hold on. I gotta get it just, I'm gonna have to just, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Live is hard. I'm gonna just keep it right here until I get a good angle. But every black cloud that y'all see is lactic acid bacteria grouping together to get inside of this low porosity strand. Look, that low porosity strand is sealed shut. It's not letting nothing in. Look, all that black shit is lactic acid bacteria. I do not advise using rice water. This is what you're putting in your hair, live living organism. So if this was high porosity hair, the second that it went over there, it would have just went inside. Look at that shit. It's growing right in front of your face. Right in front of your face. This lactic acid bacteria is attaching itself to low porosity hair. All that black matter, you don't see no fucking black matter nowhere. Why? Because it's all in here. All in here. All of the rice water is in here. And like, this is high porosity hair. So you can kind of see, like right there, that's a little open cuticle. Right there is a little open, but it's full and it's being filled up. You see all of that? Those ridges right there. And I need y'all to talk back to me. Y'all was here before at the very beginning. You see this? Now, this piece of bacteria right here is like going back and forth, chewing on this, because this dip that's right here was not right here. It wasn't. This dip wasn't right here. This piece of bacteria right here is chewing on the hair strand. So eventually all of this will be broken down.
Do not overuse rice water.
Or don't
I should
use
have
it at all.
clarified this in part 3 of my hair growth series, but I forgot. If you use rice water on your hair too frequently, it will lead to protein overload, which makes your hair dry and
And see, this is the thing. Women that everybody, just because you went to cosmetology school does not automatically make you an expert on the hair shaft. That's why trichology and cosmetology are two completely different things. Whether you use it once a month or once every 6 months, eventually your hair will begin to wither. Make sure if you haven't done so already that you're subscribed to my website, because over within the Verdant code, we will have a brand new free video on the Simple Network that will go into fibers and what fibers are, so y'all can really understand how it's not just, oh, using rice water. If you use it just once a month, it'll be okay. No, it won't. The hair shaft will continue to break down, and I'm not being rude to her, but even if you look at her hair shaft right now, her hair shaft has a bunch of splits in it. Like I can visually see a hair shaft disorder on her hair. I can visually see it. Most of the time you can't, unless it's like really, really like excessive, but I can literally see it. And it's crazy that this is the part 3 follow-up. No, people should never be using rice water in general. It shouldn't happen, period. But keep on keep going.
brittle and start snapping off. So I use rice water every 6 to 8 weeks. But honestly, if you're using the Olaplex number 3 hair perfector, that's kind of all you need. I am just someone who is very stubborn and loyal, and if something's not broken, I do not fix it. So that's why I continue to use rice water. I should have also clarified that when using the Olaplex, I leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes. So to the person that commented this, thank you for the reminder. I definitely want to be super transparent with you guys on everything I did to grow my hair.
Well, like I said, I really want y'all to pay attention to the way that all of the Team Naturals are shifting. They're like taking bits and pieces of accountability, but not really. Kind of like what Poetic Flacco did. Because no, oh, I'm still using the rice water because I'm true to it. No, it's because y'all went viral for telling people to put this doodle drip in your hair, this rice nipple juice. Y'all went viral and y'all made hundreds and hundreds of dollars putting that in your hair. And the whole time y'all were putting rice water in y'all hair, I told people, no, don't use rice water, use Olaplex. But then y'all were like, oh no, Olaplex isn't for black girls and you're just jealous. But now everybody's using Olaplex. But I'm gonna stand, I'm loyal. No, you're loyal, or you're not able to admit that you were wrong for spreading stuff that you shouldn't have spread. Team Naturals love to call things misinformation, but the only misinformation that's out is the things that y'all have spread.
You know, and no matter what you do, how many products you buy,
I'm about to
that say
scream
that
if you
they're
say what I'm about to say.
moisturizing, your hair is still fucking dry.
Why, girl?
Well, y'all done figured it the fuck out.
Why, girl?
Every single last product for all hair, not even black hair, black women, textured hair,
What, girl?
has protein in it.
No.
Every single last one. I literally just spent over an hour looking up products, ChatGPT products, asking for products, moisturizing, no protein. Everything has protein.
Oh God. Like what she just said.
Probably will be.
What she just said. Everything's protein. Your hair is protein. Your skin is protein. The food you eat is protein. There is a difference between products containing protein and things treating protein. Everything is gonna you are protein. As a person, you're protein. Your hair is protein. That's where everybody gets things mixed up. So then you guys make all of these videos. Oh, they're trying to attack us. Everything has protein in it. You're exactly right, because everything is, most living, breathing things are proteins. That is where y'all need to learn the science of hair. There's a difference between a protein treatment, something that treats protein, something that makes the protein stronger. If we're talking about, when something says protein treatment, It means that I'm making the protein that is your hair stronger.
Can rice water actually grow your hair, or will it just cause protein overload? Well, as an evidence-based rice-loving girly, I had to look into this for myself. I'm a doctor sharing my own journey to wasting natural hair using science, and this is day 46 of the 25 Hard Hair Care Challenge. Rice water is just that starchy water left over from boiling or soaking rice, and there's no evidence that it can grow your hair or impact the hair growth cycle in any way. But it's not just water with carbs floating in it, and it actually makes sense that it can be beneficial for hair because it contains some key ingredients that are found in a lot of common hair products, like amino acids, vitamins, and an ingredient called inositol, which can actually penetrate the hair strand and stay in the hair even after rinsing, reducing friction, strengthening from within, and protecting the hair from fur.
So you guys can go ahead and watch this video on your own if you want to. The thing that irritates me about videos like this, right, is, okay, when we're talking about rice water and when we're talking about all of the vitamins and minerals and things, oh, they're in rice water the same way that they're in other hair care products. Well, I need y'all to give chemists a little bit more respect than y'all give them, because to think that the same vitamins and nutrients that are in shampoos and conditioners that have been broken down to their smallest level, those key constituents have been broken down to their smallest level, like, it's really dismissive of chemists to think that you're doing the same exact thing by using rice water within your room, and that's just not true. Your scalp and your hair shaft does not have enough enzymes to break down rice water that you're making, the fermented rice water that you're making. You don't have any enzymes on your hair shaft or within your scalp to be able to break the rice water down to get any of the vitamins or minerals that exist in it. The only thing that you're actually collecting is the starch. And what the starch does, the starch creates a layer on top of the hair shaft. In the link in the description box below, I've actually showed you the way that it looks under an electron microscope, right? I've let you see the way that the actual living bacteria that you're growing in your rice water jar looks like. And I've also showed you that it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes into the hair shaft. It makes babies. It colonizes with the other yeast and bacteria that you have living on your scalp, because you're also using rice water but barely shampooing and doing the things that you're supposed to do. So just like the woman earlier was like, oh, the person on the boat, or the person on the boat, the person on the bus was like, oh, somebody smell like ass. It's because it's living and breathing and making babies and colonizing on the scalp, and you added oil and it just made it worse. So everybody, even people in the comments like, oh yeah, it made my hair feel stronger. Something giving your hair a feeling does not mean that it's actually changing. And anything starchy that you put a layer on a wet starch that you put on the hair shaft, it will give you the illusion of your hair being strong. This is why so many Team Naturals go ahead and use rice water for years and years and years, and then 20 years later they like, oh, I'm going to get a haircut, my hair's going to look amazing, and then it's see-through because you were given the illusion that your hair felt good by the rice water leaving that coating on the hair, which I told you that it would, but what do I know?
You know, trichologist, and here are my thoughts on rice water. Does it make your hair grow faster? No, there's no scientific proof, and it's also not being used for that purpose. It's more so used to repair hair damage since rice water contains proteins. But is rice water the most efficient way to do so? No. Just because a product or an ingredient contains protein doesn't mean that it is.
And this is where I'll let her play in a minute, but this is where things irritate me. And that's somebody who practices trichology. This conversation really annoys me. Because as a trichologist, you know that the hair shaft does not heal itself. The human hair's cuticle, and I'm going to let her video play because hopefully she goes into that. Hopefully. But the cuticle is dead. The cuticle is made of dead skin cells, dead keratin cells piled on top of each other. So something that doesn't even penetrate past that layer isn't something that is going to repair anything. It doesn't repair. The rice water doesn't give you new cuticle layers. It doesn't reformat the cuticle layers. It doesn't multiply bonds the way that an Olaplex would. It doesn't give new polypeptide chains to the hair the way that something like a K18 does. It doesn't do any of those things. It literally sits on top of the hair shaft and it mimics a cuticle layer. It just puts a layer on top of the cuticle. That's why when you use a clarifying shampoo on somebody who's been using rice water for years, their hair looks absolutely horrible and they end up having to get most of it cut off. So professionals, stop saying that. Rice water does not, there's no scientific data that shows that rice water reconstructs the hair shaft in any way, shape, or form. All you're doing is putting an occlusive layer of starch on top of the hair's cuticle. That's it. Nothing else.
Most efficient way to do
rice water.
I'm a trichologist, and here are my thoughts on rice water. Does it make your hair grow faster?
No.
No, there's no scientific proof, and it's also not being used for that purpose. It's more so used to repair hair damage since rice water contains proteins. But is rice water the most efficient way to do so? No. Just because a product or an ingredient contains protein doesn't mean that it is the right protein or the right formulation for it to attach to the hair and help repair the strands. Rice water also doesn't contain any conditioning ingredients which are needed to form a film around the hair strand. And it's also very important to know that in order for a protein to really do its job and to penetrate, it needs to have very, very small molecules.
Come on.
Otherwise, it will just sit on top of the hair strand. And that's what rice water actually does. The molecules are way too big to penetrate and to actually do any repairing. So it just sits on top. So save yourself the hassle and the smell and go for a brand that offers hair repair backed up with science. I'm a trichologist, and here.
Yes, so that's why I paused it and said what I had to say, because maybe it didn't apply to her, and it didn't. She said exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. It's ridiculous. And this video is from 2023, right? And in the comments, it's like, what are you talking about? You do not know what you're talking about. Is the comments, her comments are full of the same type of jargon that mine were full of. So again, this is why I don't have anything to say. I'm not playing the sympathy role and breaking out the violins for Black women who are like, oh my God, nobody wants to help us now. Because look at what we were trying. Worked for me. It worked for me. You obviously don't know what you're talking about. Rice water worked for me.
Broke my edges off. Rice water broke my edges off.
Let's talk about this. If you're doing the rice water treatment every wash day, then you're risking yourself to having breakage and damage to your hair. Rice water contains protein. Protein treatments should only be applied every 6 to 8 weeks, especially for us low porosity girls. And I'm sure it's not good for high porosity girls either to do it more frequently. So basically, if you're washing your hair every week, then you're putting the rice water in every week. That's definitely not good. Stick to every 6 to 8 weeks.
And again, once again, the reason I have a TikTok, I'll leave it in the description box, but I never post there because TikTok is a place that really irritates me because you have a bunch of uneducated professionals. Nobody should be doing a protein treatment every 6 to 8 weeks. Even if it's a expensive salon quality back bar type of product, nobody should be doing a protein treatment every 6 to 8 weeks. Nobody. Even the relaxer girls. And when y'all understand what protein treatments do, you'll understand why you don't need to use them every 6 to 8 weeks. Like everybody, like y'all, this is why I'm not on TikTok.
Before I tell you,
rice.
Hey, hun. So before I tell you my suggestion on a protein treatment, let me clarify some things. Because a lot of people are in my DM asking me about protein treatments. I expressed this on a couple of videos back. The only people that need a protein treatment are people who color the hair, bleach the hair, relax the hair.
God damn it,
Those who have high porosity hair can do protein treatments as well. Everyone does not need a protein treatment. Our hair is 95% made up of protein. So you're going around, people who are going around putting this rice water in their hair, doing these protein treatments because your hair is dry and brittle. Your hair does not need protein treatment if your hair is dry and brittle. You need hydration. You need moisture. Steam your hair. Hydrate your hair. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes, girl.
Hydration, hydration, hydration. If your hair is dry and brittle, the opposite of dry is wet. shampoo your hair, deep conditioning your hair, do steam treatments on your hair.
No, you better talk to him
That will
nice.
help your hair. Do not put a protein treatment on your hair
nice.
unless it is colored, relaxed, bleached, heat damage. That's when you need a protein treatment. Over moisturized hair, high porosity hair need protein treatments. Now, my suggestion on a protein treatment, I would go to a professional, but if you cannot afford to go to a professional, APOTHECARY is a good one. That is a good one that you can buy out of a beauty supply store. That is real good. Nairobi has a
the only thing I disagree with, okay, she's not wrong. She's not wrong that Afro-G is a great protein treatment, because it is. It's top shelf. However, if you are a person who does not follow directions, don't you walk your ass up in nowhere asking them for Afro-G, because you will be bald-headed. Afro-G is top level, top tier protein treatment, and the only time you need to be using it is if your hair is damaged. If your hair is not damaged and you use Afro-G, you will have damaged hair. That is a guarantee. So don't come in my comments talking about, oh, I used Afro-G and it damaged my hair. I know it did, because you were only supposed to use it if you had damage from a relaxer or color done wrong. That's the only time you were supposed to use it. So I agree with her that Afro-G is a great protein treatment. And like for hair, her color, and for hair, my color, if we overprocessed our hair, Afro-G, absolutely. But if it's not overprocessed, girl, you're going to be bald head.
Good one as well. But again, I would seek professional help when it comes to doing a protein treatment to make sure that your hair needs a protein treatment. It for sure needs one if you color or bleach, highlight, relax your hair. It needs one for real, because what happens when you do that, you're stripping all your proteins off, getting that natural color off your hair to deposit the color, and you're also stripping the proteins off when you relax the hair.
Talk to him nice.
Hope that help. If you have any questions, please DM me for a free consultation and I will help you further. Bye.
Let's talk about the overusage of protein. I'm gonna give y'all an example. A rubber band. Whenever you use a rubber band and it's stretched out, baby, it's getting ready to pop. That's what y'all hair be giving. Whenever it's healthy and it's balanced, it's gonna bounce back, right? Whenever you putting something inside of your follicle, inside of your hair screen, inside of your bun, and it's going in there and it's enlarging your bun, it's going to break it. And I want you all to start asking their stylists, what kind of protein is this? Is it animal-based? Is it plant-based? Why are you giving me a protein?
Yes.
9 times out of 10, you can get away with getting a protein treatment once a year.
Girl!
You don't have to get a protein treatment every time you go to
God damn it, yes.
Stop allowing your clients to just book something.
Woo!
Tell them what they need. Y'all got to be in control because we have the license. They don't.
Woo, it's showtime.
So you need to tell them, like, no, baby, you don't need no protein treatment today.
Woo!
We'll do that in the next couple months.
Woo, it's showtime.
Y'all is stretching and breaking your hair out.
Woo!
And that's why we seeing so much damage, so much breakage. Be intentional about that.
I had a large number of comments and questions coming in about the mix of rosemary oil and rice water for, to stimulate the hair growth. And so I'm going to do a series to really address all of those, because what works for one person might not work for another. So the first thing that we need to figure out is your hair's porosity. So I'll teach you how to do that. Here's what I want you to do.
Okay, again, and y'all can watch our video on your own. The thing that irritates me, and we'll have another video about rosemary and rice water together. What rosemary does, don't get me wrong, rosemary is a big gun and a big fighter in my apothecary, but I respect rosemary and I use it the way that it's supposed to be used. Rosemary is one of the most powerful things that we have to manage the microflora on our scalp, because it is a killer of yeast and bacteria. That's what it's doing. Rosemary is not growing your hair. It is making the environment of the scalp more verdant so that hair can grow, but it is not growing your hair. And if brands would be more honest, y'all would stop spreading this. Y'all would stop rosemary for hair growth. No, rosemary for making the scalp more verdant so the body can do what it's meant to do normally. When you talk to most dermatologists are irritated by hair products because they lie. They tell y'all, oh, this is going to grow your hair. But in reality, your hair was already right there, but it's blocked. The pore is blocked, so the new hair cannot come up. The pore and the follicle are blocked with all of these occlusive oils, butters, and greases that you're putting on the hair. That does not mean that the hair, the things that you're putting on the hair is helping it grow. That's not what it means. And what rice water did, it gave y'all all, they gave everybody the right to say, hey, I can make this funky juice in my hair and put it in my hair and it'll work. No, it's a lie. And put in the rosemary in there, it makes it better. All rosemary does is kill some of the little floaters that have already been in there the whole time. It's actually really, really ridiculous. And rice water, along with a bunch of other things, should be the things that show Black women like, hey, this is something that we shouldn't be doing, right? And this is her videos from 2022.
I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why I think you're kind of poisoning yourself and hurting yourself by using rice water. Let's get into it. First, let me say this. Rice water is a protein. You are a person who has the type of hair that cannot take that much protein. Rice water is probably something that you should not use. But a lot of people look at it like, oh, rice water is a moisturizer. No, it's not. Rice water is a protein treatment. That is what you're doing. Okay, you are creating a different form of protein. What do I mean by that? The problem with that is whenever you are doing rice water, especially if you let it ferment, when you let rice water ferment, you are growing a live organism. You're not only are you putting proteins in your hair, but you are growing live organisms. Like if you were to take a microscope and put a microscope on a glass of rice water, you're going to see things like things are going to be swimming and floating around. If you were to put a microscope up to a glass of rice water, you are growing live organisms, and then you're putting live organism and arsenic on your scalp. Okay, number four is the porosity of your hair. So like I've said before, with the porosity of your hair, somebody who has really, really high porosity levels, rice water is going to be, it will seem initially like it's really, really good for you, because as you let the rice water ferment, fermentation lowers the pH levels. And as the pH levels lower, it puts like a sealant on the hair shaft. And so that's great for somebody with high porosity hair. It feels great initially for somebody with high porosity hair because that fermentation puts a sealant on top of that high porosity hair, which shuts the cuticle. However, if you are a person with low porosity hair and you have a cuticle that will not open, you have now put another coating on your hair. So now your hair cannot absorb moisture at all. And then your hair begins to break and fall out. If you guys did your research and then start looking on YouTube at the different types of people that use rice water, and it hurts their hair, they're gonna all have the same complaint, that it will start breaking and falling out and shedding, and they lost the whole.
Now, you can go watch both videos in full on your own, but I really wanted to show you this because I wanted you guys to see firsthand with your own eyes. I have been talking about rice water for a very long time, and the things that everybody's acting like, oh, look what I learned today in school. I told y'all that a really, really long time ago. A really long time ago. And it's really, really sad. See, look, is anyone else reading the comments while watching this, laugh out loud, scrolls up and laughs, watching this while making my next batch of rice water? Then there are 79 replies. I was literally spraying my hair while watching this. Me too. Laugh my ass off. I just want to try it, but reading this comments before watching the video makes me want to try it more. Too funny. Use black rice water instead. It's way better than white rice. Me too. Seriously. seriously, I mean, no disrespect to the video author, but as she noted, she's placed 2 harsh chemicals on her own head, perm and dye. Like it is a free for all. And here we go in 2026, right? With all of the same women who didn't want to listen, everybody's now making videos saying the same things that I was saying in this video years and years and years ago. Actually, let me look and see exactly what the date was that I posted this video. 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, I told y'all that everything that everybody's like, guess what, guys? You shouldn't use it. Only low porosity hair should use it. Only this group of people should use it. If you use it like this, y'all are all literally just repeating everything that I said 7 years ago. But 7 years ago, oh, y'all were mad in the comment. I was every type of bitch, every type of hoe you could possibly think of. These comments are tragic. But now today in 2026, everybody can pretend to be this masterful expert that actually reads and that's actually learning something. No, I told y'all back in 2026, I told y'all back 7 years ago when I made this video that soon y'all would get to a place where y'all hair would be falling out at a rate where y'all would not be able to repair it. And in this video, I was attacked and people were like, oh, how you gonna talk with blonde hair? And guess what? That was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut all of this blonde hair off. I'm gonna grow my hair out. I'm gonna grow it down my back. And then I'm gonna come back and say the same things that I was saying before. So now that I have my blonde pixie back, hello, how are you doing? But it's crazy because now that I'm back with this blonde pixie, now you guys are in a worse spot than you were before. And now, instead of everybody listening to what I said in this video 7 years ago, now everybody's getting online and saying the same thing that I was saying 7 years ago. And you can go ahead and watch this video yourself. But even in this video, I let everybody know, hey, if you really want to repair it, if you really want to reverse things, just go and get Olaplex or just go and get this, go and do this. But no, nobody wanted to listen to that. And now here everybody is. So my question to YouTube, to TikTok, to all of the places, when are you all going to start holding these people accountable? Because the thing is, y'all called yourselves holding me accountable when I first put it all out there. But where is the accountability? Where is all of the smoke? Where is all of the energy and all of this negativity that y'all have for me? Where is all of this accountability that y'all wanted to have for me, for the people who told y'all not to listen to me, who are now saying the same things today that I was saying 7 years ago? Because I've been talking the same shit for over a decade. Everything that I say in this video is things that I say right now. And I remember looking in the comments, people were like, oh, she's so aggressive. And I think I look cute in this video. I don't really know what people were talking about, but I do know that everything that I said would come to pass 7 years ago has now come to pass. So good luck.